Astros get the win there with Verlander. Speaking of the Astros, last night's win for Houston made it 2,000 wins for Dusty Baker. Baker is just the 12th manager in the history of baseball to have 2,000 wins. And since being drafted in 1967, Dusty's 55-year baseball journey has seen just about everything the sport has to offer. And along the way, Baker has impacted the lives of countless people in and around the game.
You've been a very successful player and also a successful coach. You're also very popular with a lot of the players. Any ideas maybe someday down the road being a manager?
Well, that was my reason for coming in and coaching in the first place. Is that I wanted to learn more about the game, especially the defensive pitching part of the game, in order to to be a coach hopefully in the near future. And I think I'll be a good one. It's like everybody feels they will be.
To my friend and main man, Dusty, congratulations. Now the record book confirms what all of us have known throughout your extraordinary baseball career. You're not just one of the most beloved people in the game's history. You are one of the most uniquely accomplished. And I should know, having spent more than a decade working with you at various stops along your baseball journey, all building to where you are today.
Astros win, there it is. Dusty Baker. Career win number 2,000 as a manager. His much anticipated place in Cooperstown is now solidified.
You're now the 12th manager in Major League history to win 2,000 games. And you're the only one to have reached the postseason with 5 different franchises. I know you'd rather hear us talk about the great players you've managed or how much you love the game itself. But sorry, Dusty, not today. We need to talk about your incredible career and the history you've made.
Left fielder, Dusty Baker.
First, let's talk about Dusty the player. You made your Major League debut in 1968, and over the next 20 years, you were an All-Star, a Gold Glove winner, the NLCS MVP, and a world champion.
The Los Angeles Dodgers have just about done the impossible.
And let's not forget, you were also co-inventor of the high five. As a manager, you've captured 8 division titles, won 90 or more games 11 times, and are one of only 9 managers to win both an AL and NL pennant. In 2002, you became just the 2nd black manager to lead a team to the World Series.
The Giants have won the pennant. The Giants are the champions of the National League.
Then, in 2016, you were part of history when you and Dave Roberts became the first African-American managers to oppose one another in a postseason series. All the while, you've spoken your mind on the issues that matter most in our country and world. You have fought against racism with a courage and principle that made your mentor and former teammate, Henry Aaron, so proud. On the field, you know when to treat superstars like superstars, and when to remind them that they wear the same uniform as everyone else. It's fitting that this milestone victory has come with the Astros, a team you were chosen to lead through controversy. Then came managing through a pandemic, difficult for anyone, especially a cancer survivor like yourself. All you've done in the first 2 years with the club is lead them to back-to-back ALCS berths and the World Series last year.
I love you guys, man.
When you take on a challenge, Dusty, you do so with a smile. When you suffer the most devastating defeats, you do so with grace. And when you succeed, as you have done much more often than not, you've done so with humility.
Congratulations to Dusty.
Couldn't happen to a better man, a great man, Dusty Baker, 12th manager all time to get to this level, 2,000 wins.
Dusty, you've now won 2,000 ball games, and along the way, you've impacted many, many lives. I'm forever grateful that I'm one of them. God bless you, my brother.
It's nicely done. Take a look at the most managerial wins in history. Connie Mack way up at the top. Updated for 2001, that's right. Dusty there. All those managers you see right there, with the exception of Bruce Bochy, who's going up to a Veterans Committee, just becoming eligible soon, are in the Baseball Hall of Fame. So Dusty Baker has crossed that line. I remember seeing Dusty. We were at the MIT Analytics Conference a few years ago. We're on the same panel, right? Me and Dusty, imagine that. We're on the panel, and afterwards, Obama was speaking, the former president. So we went, I sat with Dusty. We watched President Obama speak. And he, at the time, felt upset. He had done an excellent job with the Nationals, and he'd still been let go. And I told him, I said, you were great with the Nationals. All the players had said that. I'm so glad he got another shot, and we get to see how good he really is.
Yes, it's great for Dusty. And when you look at his career and his body of work, as we all sit here, he's probably a better human being than he is a baseball manager or baseball player. I've texted with countless people over the last couple days just anticipating talking about this. I texted with Kerry Wood, and Kerry Wood, who had Dusty as his manager in Chicago, he said, Dusty Baker helped me in my early years, me and my wife. You know, I was a young player arriving at the big leagues, and he was able to see me through those early years. I talked to Sean Penders, who's the vice president of player development in Cincinnati, and he said Dusty Baker treats the owner the same way he treats someone in the ticket office. So it's no surprise that he's been able to have the success in which he's had on the field, because everywhere Dusty Baker has been, he's impacted the lives of the people within those organizations.
He's a big figure for you, you were saying, right? I mean, this is a strong figure for you as a mentor, role model. Yeah.
A mentor, a role model. When I was with the Cubs organization, Dusty Baker is famous for this. He would, every spring training, invite all of the black players and coaches for a barbecue at some point during spring training. He would get all of us together, and it was just a brotherhood of just talking about our role in the game, how we have to support one another. He is the model of success that we all look at.
Wow. Good, well put. What do you think?
Yeah, he understands his place in history. He understood his responsibility that came with being the black manager and understanding that, hey, I can reach this number. 2,000 is very important to me. And you see him in his interview after the game talking to Jim Crane, 2,000 and counting. Like, he wants to continue to do this. He genuinely loves the game, and everybody around him feels that energy coming from him, and he wants to continue to do it as long as he can. And he's been an impact on my life, Bo's life. We're from different decades. You know, Bo's way older than me right now.
Hey.
Bo's way older than me. But Dusty impacted my life just as much as he impacted Bo's life. So that kind of says a lot about the man that he is.
I just remember his first year even with the Nationals, right? And this was part of his second act as well. And to a player, every time I ask the Nationals, how come you guys are so much better this year than you were last year? They'd say the manager. From Bryce Harper to every single player. At a certain point, it's like, yeah, this is actually happening. All right, congratulations to Dusty Baker.